Here from Live Listen Erased, and we are back with a new episode of Live Listen Erased. I believe last time I did this 2 weeks ago, I had a complete meltdown and completely stuffed up my recording. So, hey, as always, you know it's always a great sign when technical things happen because, well, this is this channel and we're technically experts of every kind of streaming platform ever. We are the bestest. I attest. Trust me on that one. So, of course, we're going to be talking about various things from, for example, Blink 182, Gorillaz with a little bit of a story, Kaiser Chiefs new music, MF Doom, a few other artists, of course, with some sad news on that, Ghost, and The Who, and we're going to be talking about Splendor in the Grass, and that's a little line-up debacle there. But, of course, before we do all of those good little things, we're going to be talking about the new music that has come out from this week. And I just wanted to quickly go over the list. Now, a few of these are probably going to be re-releases of new, older albums, I should say. I really haven't checked over the list. I've just got my little printout, of course. And, well, here we go from the metal category. 1782, Clamour Lucifari, Archon Angel 2, a trio, The Hope of a Spark EP. Intriguing. That's intriguing. I really don't mind a trio. I haven't listened to them in a while. Biohazard, Urban Discipline, No Holds Barred, live in Europe. Black Orchid Empire, Tempest Veritas. Dog. Jesus, what a name. Dodd Heimsgard, Black Medium Current. From Fall to Spring, Rise. The Hell Freaks, Pitch Black Sunset, Holy Moses, Invisible Queen, Hollywood Undead, damn, that's a band I haven't heard from in a while. Hotel California Deluxe Edition, Infected Rain, The Devil's Dozen, The Infinity Ring, Nemesis and Nativity, Jesus Piece, So Unknown, LA Guns, dang, Black Diamonds, I know someone who will probably be interested on that one. Lucifer Star Machine, Satanic Age, Macabre, Sinister Slaughter, that's a re-release, that one. Magnus Carlson's Freefall, Hunt the Flame. Of course, there's a big one I won't mention just yet, but Mike Tramp's Songs of the White Lion. Mortis Gold, The Dying Remains, that's a re-release as well. Overkill have a new album as well. That is Scorched. Poison Ruin Harvest, A Void Ceremony, Threads of Unknowing. And, of course, we're going to go over to the other sections here of non-metal, but there is probably not that much that I'm particularly... Joe Bonamassa, Tales of Time. Okay, that's an intriguing one. And that's really about the only ones that I would be considering mention. There's also another band that I wanted to give a shout-out to, and that is Milana. They have released a new album called Milvis, stoner metal kind of area. I feel like that type of stuff. Make sure to check these guys out. You know, small band, need your support, so make sure to give that a spin. That's Milvis, Milvus. Really cool band. They're up on our Instagram page. Check out our story, listen to their song, click the link. Of course, how can we go without saying if there's new releases of the biggest one that is coming out this week? Metallica, 72 Seasons. Huge news, of course. It's been 5-6 maybe years since the last one. Was it Hardwired to Self-Destruct? What was that, 2017, 2018? I feel like it was 2017. And no, it's actually 2016. Fuck. So we're talking about a long bloody time since releases, and 72 Seasons has just dropped. I've listened to a little bit of it, you know, I think I got up to the 4th or 5th track, but look, I'll be doing a review on that. That will drop probably on Sunday, Monday, depending. And look, from what my initial playthrough at the moment is, it's a bit meh. You know, I'm not blown away by it so far. But hey, it's early days, and the same was true with Hardwired to Self-Destruct. So we will wait and see in regards to that. Now, speaking of reviews, I know I have been a little bit slack on that department. I actually have bitten off a little bit more than I can chew at the moment. Here's 2 pages of what I'm going to be doing. And I can tell you straight away, including the Overkill album, I'm working on 8 reviews at the moment. With Overkill, that'll be 9. I actually just reached out to a band a band reached out to me, so with that, 9. And there's also going to be 2 bonus episodes that'll be coming out, and that's going to be, one of them is going to be a retro review, and that's going to be focused on the Deftones, and also a worst to best episode, also focus on the Deftones there. So I'm sorry that I haven't been releasing episodes as fast as I can, and I'm unhappy with that, but things are going to change. You're going to watch. You see, next week there's probably going to be like 6 episodes out in 1 week. I swear there's going to be a lot of drops because I've already recorded 4 of the episodes, so it's just me editing behind the scenes, and I will get that done. I don't know, I reckon I'll get 1 done today. So maybe tomorrow there might be 1 of these episodes. So let's get into the music news, of course. There's a lot to cover, There is some stuff here. So first up, legendary dub and reggae sound system pioneer Jah Shaka has passed away. I'm not overly familiar with the name, but I think I've heard of his music. I don't know. I'm sure I was listening to it earlier, and it didn't really ring any bells. But, when you're playing like a couple of songs here and there, and it's Jah dance reggae, whatever you want to call it. It kind of blends all in the same. I definitely know I have heard a lot of that stuff at parties and friends' places, and I mean, just looking at the photo of Jah Shaka, I gotta say the dude's got he's like DJing or whatever, got this, and then he's got like the biggest hat on, and I'm like, God damn, I don't know, it's huge. Well, it's unfortunate that he's passed away. From what I can read here, he's been on the scene for like 40 plus years. This guy's been around for a day and age. So, rock in peace, dude. Rock in peace. Or forever in dub, as people would say. The other one we have is Blink-182 confirmed themselves for the Coachella 2023 lineup at the very last minute. Good news to Coachella fans and people who will be watching that show, that Blink-182 will be performing there. So that is very sick to hear. And of course, I think, didn't Blink have to cancel they had to cancel the South American leg of their tour because, Travis Barker broke his finger or tore ligaments from his finger. So that's got to be good signs that Blink-182 are on the mend again. Travis is starting to drum again, and I'm guessing obviously they'll manage to hit the road sometime. And fingers crossed regarding the South American market there. I mean, Godsmack cancelled you guys. I'm sorry to hear, but I'm sure you weren't. But Blink-182 hopefully won't. So we shall wait and see. So yeah, I'm sure that'll be a much, much more palatable market when you come into Blink-182 compared to Godsmack. Seriously, guys, they have some good tracks and people want to see them live. Godsmack, on the other hand, cancelled their tours and decided to do the American leg of the tour with Stained. Ugh. Yep, that happened. That happened. So yeah. The other one as well here, I was just reading that Gorillaz wanted De La Soul on Kids with Guns tracks before Feel Good Inc. And that's quite the interesting little statement there. Now, it's quite an interesting little story here that basically the musicians changed course after a lot of weed and tequila were consumed. And could you imagine being like the fly on the wall in that scenario? And, Damon Albarn's sitting there with De La Soul, and they're like, oh, man, have you tried this tequila I got? It's some good tequila here. Silver Patron, anyone? Have yourself a glass. Pour yourself some. Hey, you know what? Got a little bit of the sticky icky, yeah, baby. You get on there, yeah? And then, could you imagine just the shit that would have been coming out of their heads on regards to that? I've got this song coming up. Maybe you should listen to this one instead. And then, bang, the rest is history. I mean, that is clearly nothing that you will see on a video or anything like that, but the story comes out at long last. I mean, I'm still blown away by the Gorillaz and the fact that how they got their sample from Clint Eastwood. If you haven't seen the video, type in Gorillaz Clint Eastwood sample. It's like a short video. It's like maybe 30 seconds long, and like insert meme of the guy head exploding universe. That is what happened to me when I heard it, because shiza, it was just, oh my god, I can't believe this is where they got their sample from. Here I was thinking it was a fully original tune. No, that's not the case. So interesting one there. the other one as well. The Kaiser Chiefs have shared their joyous new single, Jealousy. I think that's a pretty oxymoron, isn't it? Joyous new song, Jealousy. Is jealousy something to be joyous about? I don't know. Kaiser Chiefs, I've seen them live, actually, I think. A couple of years, well, many years ago now. I think they headlined some kind of music festival, something that I went to way back in the day. But Kaiser Chiefs are actually a pretty sick band. For ages, they had a song, I think it was Ruby. Ruby, 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 Ruby. Yeah, something like that. That song was like the best song that they had written, and for ages, it was not available to listen to. I don't know why. It was just not allowed. Don't know the full story behind it. They had like every other album, every song they ever recorded, except for that song. So I have no idea what the bloody hell was happening there. But something was. So anyway, that is something with Kaiser Chiefs, people. Alright, now, here's So here's another one for you. The trailer is dropped for John Farnham's documentary film Finding the Voice. If you're not Australian and you probably don't know who the hell John Farnham is, he's an Australian icon. He's a rock musician. I guess you could say, anyway, we'll call him a rock musician. And basically, he's got a film coming out in May, and the trailer's come out. It's a biopic, and it's going to be. Look, I don't follow John Farnham. I don't particularly love his music. He's got some good tunes, sure, but he's not a musician that I just thoroughly, listen to on end. So I'm not exactly sure what to make of it. Maybe I'd watch it if it came around to it. But that is yet to be seen. So we'll, decide, I guess, what is, when I watch it, I'll decide on what is going to be a decent one for that one. I do have to say, did something just play in the background? I do have to say, though, when it comes down to it, that it's going to be an interesting film because it probably won't be something they'll bring back to the cinemas for like 5 more, farewell tours. Like John Farnham always bloody does. That guy, he is renowned for his farewell tours. He does so many freaking tours, and it's just a bit sad. But anyway, I believe John Farnham's actually in hospital at the moment as well, or just recovering. If so, get well soon. It's never good to have anyone in the hospital wing. So anyway, but yes, he has a new film coming out, and that is definitely not going to be doing a farewell tour 6 times in a row. So that is happening, people. Now, here comes history repeating itself here. The Fire Festival 2, people. We have Fire Festival 2 coming out. It's finally happening, says Billy McFarland. Now, for those who are unfamiliar with the history of it, basically the Fire Festival was embellished, I guess you could say would be the word, and there were massive counts of fraud that led to prison time for the guy operating this thing. There's a whole Netflix documentary on it. I haven't really watched it, but I've heard from people that it's gross misrepresentation, I guess, and I don't know, but this, it feels like, is when people don't learn from history is bound to repeat itself. Like, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. No, that's the other way around, isn't it? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Sorry, fucked that up. But still, if there's anything to be learned from this, why the hell are we going for it again? I don't understand that. Fire Festival 2? Are you for real? I don't know anyone is going to be watching that, but going there, I should say. You would hope not. But stupidity, people are stupid. They'll do it for sure. We'll see what happens. Maybe it'll turn out to be good. Maybe I'll eat my words. But I, for obvious reasons, will be skeptical about this whole event. Moving along. Madlib and MF Doom's long-awaited Mad Villainy 2 is still on the way. So this album will be the sequel to the pair's acclaimed 2004 record. Now, MF Doom is an artist I like playing from time to time, actually, when it comes to, the hip-hop scene and stuff. As of recently, MF Doom stands tall amongst the crowd. He's certainly one of the better artists that I like, or, follows the styles or does the styles that I like to hear. So MF Doom, to do a follow-up to Mad Villainy, that's pretty sick. I might do a review on it, who the hell knows? Well, you'll see. If anyone's watching now, I think I have a concurrent viewer. Hello, and welcome to the show. So, we are talking about MF Doom. We just missed out on Fire Festival 2. Yay! And bringing the... Oh, damn, this next headline. We're going to bring it down and get a bit more real here. But the band Lotus, the drummer Chuck Morris and his son have been found, who were found, unfortunately, they disappeared a month ago on a kayaking incident. So to bring the mood down, people, they were found, and let's just say it wasn't to the best of conditions. So, yes, they passed away from that. Now, the other one as well, this is an intriguing one, is that Sex Pistols. Glenn Matlock, very disappointed in the Pistols TV series. Wow, are you serious? Sex Pistols had a TV series and I didn't even hear about this? I don't even know what to say. I'm disappointed in myself not for knowing this. And the fact that Glenn Matlock said that he was disappointed with it because it should have been more truthful, that's a bit of a worry. Either it's been bastardized by the Hollywood execs or whatever, but when Glenn says it should have been more truthful, I'd like to find out what he means exactly, because I'm just reading a headline here. Is it misrepresenting the stories of the band? Is it embellishing? What is it? I don't know. I really would love to check this one out a little bit more, so I might follow this one up in a week's time or something and, just discuss it further, because, yeah, that is a very spicy little story there that I think got swept under the rug when it comes to all this shit. Ghost. Ghost have released they did a single just recently, I should add, and it is damn good. It was a cover of No Son of Mine, and it was a really cool track, a really decent cover. I gotta say, Ghost, good job, because you definitely did better than Disturbed when they did Land of Confusion, but I think at the same time, I think Land of Confusion's a decent effort by the band, but when you're looking at it at the same time, they just didn't. They didn't do it justice. I mean, I've got to do a review on Saxon, and I've got choice words to say when it comes to doing episodes. When you're doing songs and their covers, you've got to live up to the hype of those covers. And I think Ghost chose a really good song to do for this upcoming EP, Pantomime, and of course playing around on the words pantomime. And it's a bunch of covers. It's like 5 tracks. They're all going to be covers. I believe it's going to do things like Iron Maiden as well as this Genesis song. And they chose a really good song here. It was really good. So simply put, Ghost's new EP coming out in May, and the new song fucking kicks ass. So make sure to check that shit out. Also, Roger Daltrey from The Who is doubtful The Who will ever tour America again. So by extension, you could just say the world. Let's cut out the America section for a moment, because let's face it, this band, they've been around since the 60s. I can imagine their bodies are quite well past the point of being in a great condition. And they just put out a live album actually only like a week or two ago. I think it was The Who with Symphony. And I was playing it, in full. And I've got to say, I've seen The Who live. And they were really good. I saw them back in, 15 years ago, I think. And despite the fact that, age has caught up to them, they were still able to pull off a really good show. They're in their 60s, they're doing their thing, they're still doing the windmill guitar effects and all that shit. But they really put up a great show. But when I listened to this recent one, and, you look at the cover of the album, it looks like he's in his bloody pajamas. I don't know, I just had a brief glimpse and I was like, what the fuck was that? But anyway, and I was listening to it going, yeah, that don't sound that good. It's a bit of a shock, you know, like growing up, man. It's a bitch. You're no longer the young kids on the block, and it's unfortunate. I think I hate to say it, but it might be time to retire The Who, which is a bit of a shame because, like, even their last album that they put out, was it Who and Then or something like that? That was actually a really solid album. I really liked it. So I don't know what to say, guys. But yeah, The Who may never tour again, which is probably going to be signs that The Who are probably never going to tour again in general. They're citing basically their difficulties since COVID. I believe that's just a euphemism for just saying we're getting old. But yeah, I digress. Greta Van Fleet also shared some advice given to them by Elton John. And he was saying pretty much, light it up, do it, own it. Don't be shy, just go for it. Which is so Elton John to say. Sorry, if I'm scratching my nose, it's because I did not do any fun stuff off the airways. It's because I am suffering from hay fever and I'm about to sneeze, and I really don't want to do that to the microphone because it'll blow your eardrums apart. But basically, yes, Elton John gave Greta Van Fleet the great advice of light it up, do it, own it, don't be shy, just go for it, you know. And they thought, okay, we will go for it. So that's something that you kind of had to remember, is to give it your all and create the person out there. People who aren't familiar, Greta Van Fleet, they sound like Led Zeppelin Mark II. They're very much a Led Zeppelin-esque band. They take their cues from them, you know, right down from the singing, the songwriting, everything. They are just such an emasculation of the band. And actually, speaking of emasculating styles of other bands, we're going to be talking, of course, about a few other artists coming up soon who also follow a style very akin to other artists. One of my reviews coming out, actually, it's going to be about the band called Crown Lands. If you are unfamiliar with them, imagine Rush in the 21st century. That's all I got to say. Now, another thing before we get on to the main point here was Kiss had to pause a concert in Brazil after Gene Simmons fell ill on stage. He returned a couple of minutes later to perform, but he had to do it sitting down, I should say, which created this really odd image of him just like in a fold-out chair, just sitting there playing bass. It's like, the demon, he's taking a rest, he's kicking it up, man. From what I understand, there was heat exhaustion when it came to this, you know. I guess Hotter Than Hell made it to the set list, despite the fact it was never played. Now, look, hell, you know, when you perform, it all dressed up in that, you know, setup, it's difficult. It's extremely difficult to be performing in costume, and it's like 40 degrees out, and all these people are just here to see you. So I believe they had to take down a lot of pyrotechnics for the show in order to help them out. But hey, they made it through that, and perseverance, people. That's great to see from the band. My hat's off to you. Now, let's go on to a controversial set list, I guess. Not set list, I should say. A controversial choice of artists when it comes to Splendor in the Grass, which I have seen numerous memes on. When I mean, I'm looking over this. Splendor in the Grass is not my thing. It's full of music that I don't really care for. There's some bands that, you know, performed a couple of years ago that I would have loved to have seen. Maybe not necessarily in a festival setup. I mean, like, what was it? The Gorillaz performed there back last year, I think there was. So that would have been cool. But, I mean, I'm glad I saw them live by themselves. Let me put it that way. Now, the other thing as well is that, you know, when you're looking over the set list of previous things, there's a lot of bands that crop up all the bloody time. And when you're looking at the headlines of this one, I kind of got a cringe. You can check out the image yourself, you know, for the full list. I'm not going to go over the full list. I'm going to be talking about the headline acts and some of the ones that caught my attention here. For example, Friday, Lizzo is the headliner. Sure, I mean, why not? When you're looking over the fact that there's a bunch of other artists, I mean, Lizzo is popular, yes, it just feels a bit like new. I don't know. You got to earn your way a little bit at the same time. I don't want the oldest artists being the headliners. That's just shit. But I don't want people who, I don't know. I just don't like Lizzo's music. What can I say? I think she's just a bit too fresh to be headlining as well. But I mean, as I said, I'm looking over the list here, and there is no one I would replace them with. So, what am I to complain? I don't know any of these artists. Lewis Capaldi is the biggest name here. Mowgli, I think. I might be thinking of another one. I think I'm Mogwai. Yes. But, yeah, so, I mean, look, there's no other artist here that I could really say, hey, replace her with that. You know. So, I guess Lizzo makes it by default. Saturday, you have Flume headlining. That's kind of cool. That's decent. And you got, like, you got Yes, that's not bad. Sam Fender, yeah, that's not bad. You know, Little Sims, I don't know, King Gizzard, Lizard, blah, 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 Tongue Twister, yeah, why not? Nothing else. If I was going to this festival over 3 days, first up, Friday I would miss. Saturday I would turn up with only like 4 hours to go, and then on Sunday. This is where it gets really, what are you doing? Mumford & Sons are the headliners on Sunday. That's Mumford & Sons, people. Have they done anything in 12 bloody years? This is the part that irked me, was like, Mumford & Sons are a headline act, but they haven't done a memorable song since the year 2010, when, you know, that big bloody song came out. And even I can't remember it because it was so freaking long ago. Yeah, it was a big hit. Little Lion Man. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, fantastic. There was another track. What's this? I Will Wait. Okay, apparently that was from the 2012 album. But that is 10 years ago. And I'm looking over the albums here right now. The last one they released was in 2018. 2015, I don't know. Are they popular just because of their last couple of songs? Do they have this kind of cult following when it comes to it? They've got like close to 10 million monthly listeners, and that's no small amount. But I just don't understand. Because to me, I mean, shit, that's even more than Deftones. That's fucking annoying. I just wanted to draw a comparison there. But, you know, when you're listening, Mumford & Sons is such, like, parent rock and roll. I don't even know what to say. I thought to me they were like this one-hit wonder and that was it. But they seem to have carried across well. You know, I'm trying to think of the other song around about this time, and it had a very famous video clip. And it was basically like filmed almost from like the 70s or something like that. Let's see if I can just Google it quickly, because without discussing what this song is, there's no understanding. Video clip straight in 1970s. Oops. Music. I don't know, 2010. Let's see if this works out well. Granola skateboarding. No, that's not it. Yeah, but it's like this kind of mediocre pop sensation sound. I guess that's what I'm trying to find. Biggest one hit wonders of 2010. Maybe that might help. Of Monsters and Men. No, that's not it. Anyway, whatever. So I can't find it, which is probably a testament unto itself. It had a very good video clip, like, I'll give it that. But, like, what I guess I'm trying to say is that, have Mumford & Sons actually done anything since that is worthy? Do they hold this title of being the closers of Sunday, the very last day of Splendor in the Grass, purely because of that success they had 10 plus years ago? You know, I mean, Mumford & Sons is not a concert I would attend for obvious reasons. One or two songs might be cool to listen to, but after that, it really blends into one. Like, I couldn't tell you the difference in songs. You give me, besides their two or so big songs, I couldn't tell you the difference. Guarantee it. You know, but then I'm looking at, once again, I look over this and you got like Hilltop Hoods, who seem to show up every year. And I don't know if you could say are they worthy of doing the closer? I don't know. That's a different thing. Idols is there, but I don't know. You know, Tove Lo, yeah, but no one else. There's just this all these artists, I have no fun. Like, I know like 3 artists here, and that's about it. I know Lizzo, I know Flume, yeah, Sam Fender, Mumford & Sons, Hilltop Hoods, Idols. That's it. King Gizzard Lizard, obviously. Besides those 6 or so artists, I don't know the other 35 here. And that's the meme that I was getting from a lot of people, was like, Triple J's trying to hype up this whole thing. And it's shocking. It's terrible. So, make of that what you will. I just don't know what to say about it. So, yeah, does it deserve the meme status that it's getting? Yes, it does. It hasn't... Look, Splinter in the Grass to me, as I said, it hasn't had fantastic lineups over the past. But when it comes to headliners in the past, they have had some really good ones. You've had Gorillaz last year. You've had... I don't know who else, but you know, you've got other bloody big artists. Like, let's just pick a year, random year, alright? Splendor in the Grass. 2015. Alright, let's go back in the day here. Check it out and see who was headlining in 2015. Now, first of all, is this 2015? No, this is 2016. But, what do we got? The Strokes, The Cure, Flume. Flume's coming back, people. Flume is back. The Avalanches. Dude, the Avalanches. That's sick. At the Drive-In. Yeah, it's called Vincent Soho. Yep, that's not bad. The 1975. Make of that what you will. Sigaroy. Santa Sticky Fingers. Boy and Bear. Yeah, see, like, there's some really cool artists there. What do you got there? Purple Sneakers, DJs. Yeah, that's sweet. So there's some cool stuff there. Let's go to, I don't know, let's move it forward a couple of years again, 2018. Let's see what was the lineup then. All right. Kendrick Lamar, Lord, Vampire Weekend, Khalid, The Wombats, Hilltop Hoods, again, Churches, Miguel. See, this is a decent lineup here. Gang of Youths, Franz Ferdinand, hey, MGMT, June Rats, Ben Harper. That's a decent lineup. I probably would have seen them. Ocean Alley. All of these bands, really cool. But this lineup sucks. Sorry. Someone's got to say it, and it seems like everyone actually is. But, hey, whatever, people. Whatever. That is the lineup. That is it. What can I say? At the end of the day, it's up to them. So before we close out this episode, of course, we're going to go over the normal thing of checking out what Spotify has suggested for me in Discover Weekly. We're starting off, of course, with Tomahawk, God Hates a Coward. I know this song very well. Really sick track. Opeth, A Width of a Circle. I was playing this song actually a little bit earlier. Not bad. From what I understand, it is off an album that a lot of Opeth fans don't really rate highly. So, interesting to hear. Anathema, pulled under at 2,000 meters a second. Damn, boy! Reached the Marianas Trench in like freaking 10 seconds there. I did play that earlier. That was interesting. That was a cool track. Porcupine Tree, normal from Nil Recurring. Yeah, cool. Ghost, If You Have Ghost, the bonus track from Infesticism. By the way, happy 10-year anniversary to Ghost's album Infesticism. I know a lot of people hate that album, but I rate it. It's pretty cool. Carcass, Edge of Darkness. Isn't that a song by Megadeth? Or No. Okay. Blood Ceremony, Flower Phantoms, Table Gag Box, radio. Nuclear Power Trio, Grab 'em by the What? Grab 'em by the Pyongyang. What? Clear and Present Rager. I see. I just saw the album cover. Okay, that makes a lot of sense now. Starcrawler, Good Time Girl. Cool. Yeah, cool. Slow Thrust, Surf Goth. Okay. X Order, Into the Void. Oh, that's got to be a Black Sabbath cover. Alright. I'll check that out. Flower Travelling Band, Satori Part 1, Adrian Ballou, Big Electric Cat, Phantomas. Okay, we've got another one of Mike Patton's side projects, Golem. Jazz Sabbath, Black Sabbath. We've got another Black Sabbath cover. I think they know me. Dark Throne, Leave No Cross Unturned. I think I've heard of this, I should say. Ocken Under Vasol. No idea. Black Sabbath, This is off a controversial album, the Dehumanizer album, but I'd have to go over it again. The Sword, The Black River, live at the Bowery Ballroom. Cool. What have we got? Supernaut, another bloody Black Sabbath cover. Spirit Adrift, Arse Jack, Tennessee Driver, Slayer, Gemini, Undisputed Attitude. Ew. Alrighty then. Colonel Les Paul's Fearless Flying Frog Brigade. Okay, Pigs. Damn, Pigs. 3 different ones. Okay, I'll check that. I'll rate it. Fish, Llama, Gospel. Congratulations, you've hit rock bottom. Taipei, Houston. As the Sun Sets. Munich, Waste, Grave Dive. Welcome to Hell, Black Midi, Violent Soho. Jesus Stole My Girlfriend. So an interesting little set list there. I'll make sure to check that out. So that's where I'm going to wrap up this episode. And for those of you who have joined us, thank you very much for doing so. And as always, people, you make sure you have a great day out there. Stay spicy.